Oh, that's right, I have to start. We'll start the meeting, 6:02. Call to order. First thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. They're attached from last time. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Agenda, or the, minutes are approved. Next thing is we do need to elect officers. So, officers wise, I would take first thing nominations for the chair.
Nominate Brandon Burton. Second.
Any other nominations?
You get a second of it.
Oh, yeah, Austin got a second? Okay.
Yeah, second.
Sorry.
I don't know if we needed it or not.
No. Then, all in favor? Vice chair. We need a nomination for vice chair.
Nominate Austin.
Second.
Any other nominations?
Austin. Yeah.
With no other nominations, just need a vote for,
Second? You need a second?
or a second?
I did.
Okay, second. And a vote accepting Austin as the vice chair. All right. And then, we do need to, elect a secretary.
Steve, you gonna do that again?
All right,
Looking for money.
that's appointment, so.
Second, Steve.
Second, Steve, okay? All in favor of Steve being secretary? All right? Mr. Chair, it's your meeting now.
All right, thank you. First order of business is we'll need to set the date and time for the 2022 calendar year Fire Commission meetings. Do you have a list of those Thursday dates?
I didn't print them off, I'm sorry. Amy, do you have those with us here?
Let me check my email.
Currently, it's at 6 on the third Thursdays.
Yes, 6 PM on the third Thursdays, except for a couple, I'm sorry.
When they fall around the holidays.
Fall around the holidays.
So in the email you sent me, I think rescue and
They
fire.
were, yeah, they were flipped.
So it looks like it would be February 17th, March 17th, April 21st, May 19th, June 16th, July 21st, August 18th, September 15th, October the 20th, November 17th, and December 15th.
I'll make a motion that we accept those dates with the option of canceling the July and December meetings. July, a lot of people are out on vacation, traveling, and again in December with it being the holiday month, Christmas. Move that we publish that calendar on those third Thursdays at 6 PM, minus July and December. Well, that's a week before, so
I'll second that.
If there's something comes up, we can always have a special meeting or something.
Right,
Or something.
yeah, we can, given proper notice, we can change those dates, cancel whatever we need to do. So I've got a motion and a second, as described. If there's any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, there is none, motion carries. Okay, the appointment of the committees of the Fire Commission. We have one for the Joint Fire Rescue Radio Committee. Mr. Zahn, could you read the names of the ones that are on the radio committee currently?
Well, it keeps changing. We have Brian Sheriff, Michael Smith, Michael James, this new fellow, what is his name? That came from the dispatchers from Anderson. Haven't met him yet. Anyway, he's just come on board. John Irwin. Scott Cry. I think that's it. Myself.
So, I would say that we have, that those names have changed some because of activity. The original board that was, moving forward, you know, we had some active members and some not.
Cole Shirley was on.
And Cole Shirley was on it too. So Cole Shirley, Steve Zahn, and those two, actually, those were the two from this committee before. The other ones were from, the Rescue Commission also. So the Fire Commission had those two, Rescue Commission had two, and then I appointed two.
Okay.
I think Brian Sheriff was one from the fire,
Okay, Brian Sheriff made it from
Brian
Fire
and
too.
Cole,
Brian Cole, okay.
Okay.
and Michael and I were from the Rescue Commission.
Okay.
Then we had some other people join because they wanted to be helpful.
Okay. Are there any suggestions? Would y'all like to nominate anyone? Keep as is, whatever, we'll entertain whatever.
Make a motion, we keep it as is,
Okay.
as long as they got the help they need.
I'll second that.
I got a motion and second that we keep our same appointees, which was Brian Sheriff and Cole Shirley, on the radio committee. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by right hand. Opposed likewise, there is none. It carries. Okay, next is the appointment of the incentives committee. I believe again, that was a joint fire rescue endeavor. Memory serves, last time was Mr. Brock and Mr. McAllister. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. We'll take nominations for those, or the chair can appoint, if y'all are good with leaving it as is.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. That remains the same as well. Chief Norris.
Good evening. So as you're aware, last year we received the AFG grant for the amount of $998,636.36, with a match of $99,863.64. Back in August, a SCBA committee was formed by Chief Greer of 15 members. Out of those members, which consisted of 9 volunteers and 6 career staff, to get together and figure out which direction we wanted to go concerning our SCBA replacements. The allotted funds for the received AFG will only replace 169 SCBA's. This includes 1 backplate, harness assembly, 2 cylinders, and 1 face piece. To purchase the remaining SCBA's, Oconee County is pursuing a lease purchase to secure a 100% replacement plan. Once the committee was formed, we brought in both Safe Industries and for MSA and Anderson Fire and Safety for Scott. MES for Scott. They were allowed to do a presentation to the committee and the group members. After that, the committee met several times doing both skills and to include fireground skills, written skills, drags, carries. And at the end of the committee in December, met and chose to go with MSA as the next SCBA for Oconee County. With that being said, we've met with MSA. Safe Industries has secured us the pricing until the end of March of 2022. In the event that any department would like to purchase more or extra of what we already have allotted. And we'll be happy to send this out in an email and talk with chiefs individually. But the pricing for a G1, just the back plate and harness assembly, is between $4,600 and $4,900. A 4,500 PSI 45-minute cylinder is in between $925 and $980. A face piece between $250 and $300. So that puts the complete assembly, including 1 cylinder, between $5,775 and $6,180. After March of '22, that pricing will go up to roughly $10,000, $712.35 for the complete assembly. So currently, savings of anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000. The pricing is good until the end of March. So with the G1, the committee selected the features that they wanted to offer, which includes the rechargeable battery assembly, as well as the quick connect connection, 45-minute, 45 composite, 4,500 PSI cylinder, as well as RIT bags. Each department will have 1 RIT bag per station. The batteries, some of the extra features you can purchase are the rechargeable batteries, a charging station, fittings, RIT bags, cylinders, or built-in thermal imaging cameras. That's one feature that was kind of standalone for MSA compared to competitor, was the TIC was built into the pack itself versus the heads-up display. So for the TIC add-on function, it's kind of a built plug-and-play, was in between $870 and $925. The committee worked very hard, combined about 60 hours per member over the 3 or 4 months they worked on the project, to include several testing, wear limitations, equipment limitations at the burn building, and end up at the end of it during the vote. They took a kind of assessment for each brand, and by the vote and by the numbers from the assessment, MSA come out on top.
So with that said, we are gonna be needing to meet with each chief just to go over the numbers of the packs that'll be replaced, which is the packs that are presently county-owned in the departments, but to just talk about, what they want, because we want the departments to be able to back onto our pricing. So if there is other things they want, if they want to add on the add-ons, if they have their own station air compressor that wasn't part of the list and those kind of things. We tried to find things, but doesn't mean we captured everything, so that we can make sure that if there's a reason your department needs to wants to have thermal imaging on every unit, and your department has the money, we can use the bulk pricing that we're getting to save you thousands of dollars. So In the future, each department will be having to meet with them relatively quickly, to try to go through that as it goes through. And then I will individually be sitting down with the cities, and talking to them about the future and how that's gonna look in each one there. Questions or comments?
Well, the only question I got, they're gonna take the Scots off the trucks, put MSA on all the trucks.
Yeah, so the old ones will have to come in and they'll be swapped out, but we'll have them all on hand beforehand, and we'll be doing training beforehand before we do the swap out. And before the purchase is made, fit tests will be done so that we'll order the right size masks, because there's certain masks out there and stuff. And that's something that it's one of the choices departments can make, if they're gonna buy each one of their members a mask, or if they're gonna use shared masks. Some departments do both. So they have that option to get the cheaper price.
Our station, the guys with glasses, has got glasses made in their mask,
Yeah,
but I don't know, Scott won't work with MSA.
we might have to work through that.
He did mention that was an option
All right.
for him, so.
That's all I get.
Refresh my memory, the MSAs come with is it the EBSS?
That is an option. So the committee chose to go with just the transfield connections. It doesn't have any of the EBSS, which is the equivalent to the Buddy Breathe system. They chose not to go that route with the MSA. It just has the Buddy Breathe connection on the back transfield. But that is always an option that can be added, if you choose.
The department can add that to their packs if they want. But every one is not gonna come with that.
The Buddy Breathe option, that's the option where two firefighters are inside, one gets into trouble and needs some extra air, the other one can take immediately from his air pack and plug in and share air to him, correct?
Correct. So it breathes off the lowest cylinder first. So if maybe we put together, if you're at 1,000 and I'm at 1,500, we would
Right.
breathe off your cylinder. And then once it gets equal, it would breathe both down with the EBSS.
Okay.
Is the same, the EBSS is the equivalent to the Buddy Breathe for Scott.
And the RIT packs will hook in the same way like a Buddy Breathe system.
It comes with a longer transfill hose on the RIT packs. I think it's a 6-foot hose on those. It's a True North bag that MSA has, and with a cylinder in it, and have a 6-foot hose. One of the options with MSA is you can choose to purchase, also in addition, a pouch that has the transfill hose in it. It's a 3-foot section of hose, and that will wear kind of in the same spot that the EBSS hose would be. So if you choose to rather have a transfill hose instead of the EBSS, you can purchase the pouch and the hose and add it to it.
That's the one that just automatically equalizes the pressure in both cylinders?
Both cylinders. Any other comments?
Memory serves correct, there's one full volunteer station running MSAs and 2 combination stations running MSAs currently. Kiwi, Seneca, and Cleveland.
Yes.
Those, I think, Cleveland's running the Firehawk, is the
Yeah.
older version compared to the G1s, but I think the other 2 are running G1.
Once you swap all these out, what's the life they got a date they get old and then you gotta replace every one of them again?
15 years. Just like these. 15 years ago, we did this. The first year I was here, actually, we put all this had to do all the packs from before. What we hope to do is, once we go through the lease purchase time, is to build in a capital replacement plan to where we're not having to outlay 2.4 million to, as the price continues to go up fast, more than that, to go ahead and continue a refreshment and plan to, you know, for packs before we run out of all of them again. Because as of this summer, all of them will be out of date. Once again, every cylinder we have to replace no matter what, they are no longer DOT certified, and so they have to be replaced. So if we can build some type of rotation and those kind of things, the heavier worn ones, the ones that don't, we have to do a lot of repair to when it comes to the flow testing every year. You know, all of that put together, we you know, hopefully won't put ourselves in the same situation that we're in right now.
I was thinking, you know, 15 years from now, you may not get a grant to
Right,
pay for it.
right. 15 years, we might not get $1 million to start this. So we're looking, because of the grant, you know, a $2.5 million project is gonna cost us $1.5 million.
What's the plan to work with the cities? There's 3 stations up there that currently don't run MSAs. Some have replaced their entire fleet and within the last year, and will be, I'm not gonna say forced to change with the county, but there's gonna be I can foresee an issue there. So what's,
We're still working that through some. That's one of the things I would like to talk to, the cities on, for the county apparatus that are with the cities, so that you don't become a split department. It doesn't help you when you go to other departments to get cylinders off their truck, but I think we have options there.
okay,
That we're planning and trying to look through. I've asked them to get some data questions and stuff
okay.
to work with that.
One thing I like to point out is the compatibility of the RIT connection hose from the RIT packs for the Scots.
Okay.
And that was definitely a huge conversation the committee had.
Okay.
And we did try that, and it was successful as far as RIT connections.
That was my concern, and I don't mind saying, when I was at Walhalla, we were very close to going with MSA. We liked the functionality and the comfort and everything. It was a very good pack, but in our case, ultimately it came down to money, cost effectiveness. We were able to purchase more Scots than MSAs within our budget, so that's a conversation each city will need to have with the county.
Right.
Anybody got anything else to? I assume it's a done deal. Do you need a recommendation from the commission or?
No, it's already through the process, and
Okay.
we're just informing you
Okay.
on what we're gonna be doing.
Okay.
As you check in with your chiefs, just remind them, if they, you know, see this or whatever, they'll know it, but make sure they get with us, and we'll be getting with them too, to make sure we set that time up, because we wanna make sure everyone has that time to go to their membership and that kind of stuff to get in on this order, because the pricing, you know, we're at bulk pricing now. No matter what happens, the end of July, the pack gets another 10% increase. That the whole system, the whole G1 system's getting a 10% increase from MSA. So outside of bulk pricing, the price is going up also. So it's gonna be significant if there's some other thing they want to add on or do ever now. Because the thermal imaging, we got a price on thermal imaging within the bulk price, so that we could, if people wanted to add it, it would be cheaper.
Most stations got the thermal imaging cameras, I don't, you know, I don't see you having one on every air pack you got.
And, you know, a couple of people we've talked to said they
They're
want.
nice, though.
They want to put.
They are nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
every engine, you know, one couple of the departments we talked to said, you know, well, maybe we'll put one on each engine, you know, so one pack on each engine has a thermal imaging on it. You know, so you know that there's one handy right there. And what's nice about it is the pack's battery runs it, because we all know that that's another item we have to change. But that, you know, it's up to the department. Some say they want them, some don't, and that's why it's an add-on.
I'm not familiar with it, so I don't, that works out it in your mask.
No, it's on the regulator, and it's nice.
Pull it up and.
Yeah.
When you pass it on to the chiefs, I think it would be possible if you wanted to get a pack and just bring it out to your station. That way you can have a conversation with your members about what you're wanting to purchase. I think that would be possible. Because I know a lot of folks do want to put their hands and eyes on it before they make a decision. So if that's something that would be interested, let me know and I'll make that happen.
So you do that, if you could, and bring it to one of our meeting nights or something. But, you know, I don't hold up ordering them, because
We're not holding up ordering, because we gotta have it in.
I don't know,
Yeah, we just need to know what you want. That way we can place it in the order.
I don't know what the expected delivery date is.
What's the price on a new tick? $2,100, I think was the last quote. Only just a single tick, handheld tick. So when you look at the price of this tick compared to a regular handheld, pretty good options.
Yeah, I think that was an extra, almost $900 a couple of years ago for the integrated tick. So it wasn't a bad price. I'm sure it's gone up more now, but.
If anybody wants detailed pricing, please give one of us a call. We can get that for you.
All right, if there's nothing else, we'll move on. Region 1.
Oh, one thing I had a question posed to me about they wanted to purchase a brush truck and were wanting to know a little more about the agreement or procedure, how things are going with the county's insurance or anything like that, how that's going.
Sure. So we're working on an agreement, working through that process. If that's, one of the issues has come up with, at one point, and this kind of got stopped. We were doing tires and batteries for brush trucks and those things. But to do insurance, it has to be titled in our name. And there really wasn't an agreement about what was done. So it was our piece of property that you're required to maintain, and we insured, and we were taking the liability of you maintaining it. So we're working on and going through the process of if we are going to build an agreement to reinstate that. Because basically, we've said that the county's out of the brush business, and that's with the money, the department, that's the department's responsibility. We know departments have VISS and those things for insurance, or can get that. But I am not against looking at that, and that's where we're going with that. What I will say is that agreement is way down on the bottom of the list right now. We have a deadline for the air packs, for the lease agreement and some stuff that we're working on that is the highest priority for the attorney and those things. But, you know, we're still looking into it, trying to get the facts and what has to be in this agreement to make it clean, to know this is your responsibility, this is what the county is going to do.
That's all I have, Chairman.
Region 2.
I'll apologize to my chiefs stations. I guess I dropped the ball on this incentive program. I took a few rear end chewing. Because none of them had an exact list of what the county required to get their, they said they didn't get email or whatever. telling everything you had to have to get an incentive check.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can come up with a list of,
So we'll be glad to do that again. We sent it out a couple times earlier this year, but what I'd like to do is, the appointment committee, I would like to meet in January. Well, actually not January now, because, in early February, and go ahead and get that list out now. We don't need to be putting that list out in August. It's gonna be the same as last year, I believe, but I want that committee to just go over that real quickly and make sure that's what we're gonna do, so everyone has all year to make sure they put their paperwork in ERS. What we found is the majority of the problem was documentation was not put into ERS. It was not turned into the county, it wasn't put into the ERS. The other problem that we found is that we garbage in, garbage out. And in some cases, we have nicknames in ERS, and we can't cut a payroll check on a nickname. And so the two didn't jive, and so it created problems to where we had some duplicates and some different things that we are in a new payroll system, and when they moved it all over, we had to get more paperwork. And so that was a lot of paperwork this year. If it was fixed, it was fixed. But if it wasn't, we still have to get through that with those people. But we will, I'd like to get that group together. We'll make sure we push it out to everyone. And get that.
a lot of them are just mad, like, because you take a first aid CPR course now, they don't give you a card.
They actually give you a card, it comes by email, and they didn't print it, and they didn't get they didn't send a copy of it,
They didn't
unfortunately.
get them printed out.
Yeah.
None of them know that.
Right.
They thought it was in the ERS,
Oh, right,
so that was good enough.
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
That all?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Region 3,
I don't have any update.
Region 4, is it here, Region 5? Just kind of echoing Mr. McAllister's comment, yeah, let's jump on the incentive program early. So that way, we're already a few months into the year, fiscal year, that way we don't have to scramble
Yep.
in August to try to get everybody caught up. Yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all. We'll do in the committee. They just want something to put on their board at the stations to
Sure.
show
Yeah.
what they gotta have.
Okay.
Anybody has anything else for the good of the group?
I appreciate y'all fellas serving again. Hope we can move forward and get some stuff done for this county.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all too for taking chairman and vice chairman.
All the work y'all do too, appreciate you.
Thank you.
I know you got your hands full.
All right, if there's nothing else, Chair, entertain a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Thank y'all.